Hey guys, how's it going? Long time no see. So, I'm at my neighbor's house, who is actually a retired 5th grade teacher from Littlejohn. Her name is Mrs. Brown. And I was doing some yard work for her, and she's got some really cool spring flowers. So, a lot of spring flowers are just these little dainty looking things. And that's because they pop up super early in the spring, and then they go dormant in the summer for the rest of the year. So they're only out for a little bit. Dormant means that it's kind of like hibernation for animals. When a bear goes into hibernation, he basically sleeps the whole winter. And that's kind of what these flowers do. From June up until now, really, they are hibernating, and they just sit in the ground waiting for spring. Spring is a super exciting time. Plants grow so much during the spring, and it's really easy to tell that they're getting bigger because they start from almost nothing. Mrs. Brown just told me that this plant right here, this is actually going to turn into a big, fairly large red bush, like a burgundy color. It is a good place to look for plants around buildings right now, because buildings are usually warmer than the rest of the area around you. So the plants near the buildings are going to be a little bit warmer, so they're going to come up a little bit earlier. As you can see, this fern is coming up way before the rest of them, just because it's right next to that building, this garage right here. So, as you can see, this is all going to be ferns, and they are just, they're just waiting to come out of the ground. Just not quite warm enough yet. Another cool thing is the deciduous trees, meaning trees that lose their leaves in the fall. They are going to start getting their leaves back, and a lot of them will be flowering too. As you can see, it's hard to tell, but this silver maple right here has little red flowers all along its branches. So here are those silver maple flowers. And though they don't look like your typical flower, they are still in fact flowers. And once they are pollinated, they will turn into seeds. And since this is a maple tree, they will turn into helicopters, because maple trees make helicopters. There are two main categories of trees. Deciduous, like this one, where they lose their leaves in the fall, and coniferous, which are like pine trees. You can remember that coniferous because it kind of sounds like cone, because pine trees have cones. Alright, so now I am in the forest, as you can see. And I want to show you this other cool spring flower that's just popping up right now. These plants are called trillium because they all have 3 leaves and 3 petals. 3 of everything. So 3 as in tri, like triangle. These are trillium. Got that prefix of T-R-I, which means 3. And they're just popping up. But they will soon be beautiful flowers, and I will give you updates later. Alright, so as you might have heard, there are some things making noise out here. You got any guesses? They are actually frogs. Little itty bitty frogs called chorus frogs. I don't think I'll be able to get a video of one because they are super tiny. Only maybe an inch wide, inch long, and they are the same color as the mud. So they are really hard to find. They've got what you would say really good camouflage. They need good camouflage because they would be the perfect snack for raccoons, for hawks, for fish, for mink. Lots of cool animals. But they really don't have any defenses, so they need good camouflage. Okay, so I don't know this for a fact, but one thing scientists always like to do, scientists always make observations and try to make guesses based on what we already know. My guess is that one of the defenses that this frog has is since they all make noise at the same time, it's really hard to find out where they are. Since it's kind of like when zebras pack together. You ever wonder why a zebra has stripes? Zebras have stripes because they all pack together, and for most animals, it's really hard to tell where one zebra begins and where one zebra ends. They all kind of just looks like one big massive stripes. And I think that's what these frogs are doing. They're kind of just trying to masquerade their sound. They're really good at hiding. So I don't think I'm gonna find one, but we're gonna try. Okay, yeah, can't find any, but they sure do sound cool. Hey guys, so a couple days later, can you guess where I am? Maybe. Ta-da! I'm at Little John. So the reason I'm here today is because there are some cool flowers blooming right underneath these big oak trees. And what's on here? They're little things, but look at those flowers. So, as you can see, some of these flowers are just starting to bloom, and others are going to be blooming pretty soon. So, you get a chance to walk by Little John, make sure you look at these flowers. They're really pretty, and they will only be here for a little bit. A cool fact about these flowers is they live under these oaks, and they've been here the whole time that these trees have been here. These flowers are really hard to grow, so they're really hard to grow from seed. So we know that they've been here a really long time, way longer than even Little John's been here, in all these neighborhoods. At one time, everything around here used to be oak trees and grass. Imagine these big, tall trees everywhere. All around these neighborhoods. Right where Little John is, this big field. This all used to be big oak trees. And in the spring, this whole field would have been covered in flowers. Really tempted to go on the slide right now, but trying to stay safe. But instead, here are those little weird red things that are popping out of the ground that I was showing you earlier. This is what they look like now. You can start to tell they're starting to look like leaves. Pretty cool, huh? This tree right here is a red maple. Very similar to the one I was showing you earlier. And look, it's got flowers. Alright, so walking home now, so I don't get tempted playing more of the playground. But hope this was fun. Hope you guys liked it. I will be making some more videos for you guys soon.